Okay, so I actually have a few. So one of them in Leonora that was really funny was there's this guy that got really upset and said that supposedly he was pointing at me and said supposedly that the church, being an American church, had kidnapped his cousin and taken him off to the United States, and he had never seen him since. And my companion was Brazilian, and he was like, "We're getting out of here right now." And so we left, and we look back, and the guy starts following us. And so we just start like mazing through the blocks, and finally we're able to lose him. But that was kind of creepy. In Leonora, also, we ran into this guy. So the police that day were stopping a whole bunch of people because they were looking for somebody particular. And this guy, now that I look back at it, I don't really think it was who he says he was, but he came up to us and told us that he was the guy that the police were looking for. And it was right in front of the church building too, so it was kind of funny. And he was like, "In my backpack, I have marijuana, and I'll give it to you guys for $20,000 if you go and sell it." And we just looked at each other and like, "No." And then he looked at us and he was like, "Are you guys American?" Which was really funny because I had actually started talking to him, me being the American, right? And he asked, "Are you guys American?" And at that point, I had just shut my mouth and didn't say anything because I didn't want him to know that I was American. And my companion took over. He was just like, "No, no, we're not." He was like, "Okay." And I don't even remember exactly what he said, but for some reason, he didn't want either of us to be Americans. And then he got upset and was like, "You guys aren't going to call the cops on me or anything like that." And my companion's like, "No, no, we're not. Don't worry about that." And so the guy walked off. And I don't know. In the moment, it was pretty scary because like we legitimately thought that he was the guy that they were looking for. But looking back at it, I don't think he really was. But at the moment, it was pretty scary. And then there was one other when I was in Quebec, in the more humble part of the area. So we stayed there at night. It wasn't a problem. The people knew who we were. There weren't any problems in there. The members said that it was dangerous, but then also the members that lived there said it wasn't that dangerous. And so, I don't know, we kind of scoped it out and there wasn't anything happening. But one night in particular, I remember we went to somebody's house. And she said, "What are you guys doing here at this hour?" We're like, "Well, we marked an appointment with you." And she was like, "You guys need to get out of here. It's too dangerous to stay here." I was like, "What?" Nobody has ever said that in this neighborhood, but okay. Well, she didn't. I thought that maybe she just didn't want us to keep the appointment or whatever. So we kept going. We talked to like two or three more people, and then we talked to this other lady who she said almost the exact same thing. "You guys need to leave here now. It is too dangerous." And I just looked at my companion. I'm like, I'm thinking that's a sign that we need to leave here tonight. I'm not really sure what happened that night, if anything did, but it was just kind of scary how they both said like the exact same thing and almost in the exact same tone. And I was just kind of like, okay, I'm going to be leaving here now.